Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Well, today's show isn't going to be as full of little Debbies and fun as we had last week, although Autumn did bring her lunch today. Apparently, we just, just bring her lunch to the podcast. But I did notice, I feel like Grover's just staring me down now
everywhere
in this room. I like the new artwork.
Is
Woody.
it Grover overload yet, or are we close yet?
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
I do really like what you put on the door coming in. Like
Yes,
the rules for podcasting, sort of like don't touch my mic.
It's what I just found. It's just to help, because some people, when they see microphones, especially a table full of microphones, they get really intimidated. And I figured, because I know how I am if I walk into a new space, I don't really like to ask questions. So let me make a little sign so that they can see that and kind of feel better about the process.
I walk into a new space, I'm touching everything. I'm like, what's happening?
So some people, they walk in, they see the microphones, and it's like, oh. And then I just wanted to,
personal space.
The introverted me wanted to be like, oh, here you go. Here's the steps. Don't worry.
I wonder what it's like to be introverted. I don't know.
It's sometimes it's all right.
Yeah. Well, so real quick before we get to talking with our guests today, I want to chat a little bit about Grover's podcast, because I got to view the new episode.
The podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The podcast.
It's 2 episodes so far. What do you think? Yeah. Him and Wendell.
So first of all, I'm going to just say that it was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. And I wasn't sure if it's because of the content or because just I'm watching a cartoon Grover Otter and Bear talk to
whatever reason that makes you laugh. That's there you go.
But no, it was super funny. And the thing that I thought was the funniest about it was because the episode was really kind of talking. They had the sponsor. Yeah. And, we've been talking about, we're looking for sponsors for Talk Local to Me. And I was sitting here just dying laughing about how, he was trying to do this great, sponsor, reel, basically talking about the business. And then, the bear's just like, these are horrible. It's been like us eating actually kind of, when you said the Twinkies weren't your favorite, and then like Hostess just said, yeah, we're out.
It's fun. Look, you'll see. And in future episodes, a lot of them pull from actual things that have actually happened in the studio and in my personal dealings with podcasts. So parts of them have little slivers of truth here and there that obviously embellished because it's an otter and a bear. But
I did think it was great though. I thought it was very well done. And the animation was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Did you do the animation?
No, I helped with it. I'm not that. I wish I was that talented. I assisted.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we have a great team.
You can only be but so talented over there.
I can't do everything.
Yeah. But no, I did. I liked it a lot. And I wanted to. So it's what's it called again?
The podcast.
Like Paul, like P-A-W?
P-A-W-D-C-A-S-T. And if you want to watch it, there's several places to watch it, but the main place
Tell me where.
Is the Grove Street FM app.
You don't say.
You download the app, and listen, I'm not going to take your whole show, but we've got we've got 15 video channels in there now, and like I've got a channel for our stuff, which is, you'll see it, Grove Street Digital. That's the animated stuff that we do. Mm-hmm. But we have other TV channels in the app now that are streaming 24/7 that are content from, there's action movies, there's law, there's true crime in there that are actual video channels you can watch now. This app is blowing up.
I think the scanner is super cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Because, I'm always like, when I see cop cars, I'm like, ooh, where they going?
It's fun. I listen to
pull
it.
Up the scanner.
Yeah.
And now I have a true site to pull up the scanner.
And it runs here in Bedford. I have it here at the studio running on a server. And it has the least amount of delay as possible. So you're getting it pretty much right after it's on the radio.
Is it just for the town of Bedford though?
Right now it does Bedford, and then they're all on one radio frequency. So occasionally you'll hear Lynchburg, but yes, for Bedford right now. However, down the road, I will say we have some additions, more huge additions coming to the app that may or may not be one of them. So.
My goodness.
Grove Street FM is, I'm telling you.
I thought back in the day it was like, oh, Talk Local to Me. It's on this app. It's the best thing. And then here we are. We're just like.
Nope, not at all. It's really becoming a local hub.
I tell you though, when I tell people our stats.
Yeah.
Like just talking about the stats we had from last year. And for those, listening, again, I'm going to say a huge thank you to those who are listening or subscribing and downloading. But we hit somewhere between like 300 and 500 live listeners a month. That's nuts on average to me. And I thought honestly, I had like 5 people listening.
And what's funny is happening? That you really don't know the true numbers until like a couple days later.
Yeah.
And even the stats, like that's why when someone asks for stats on the show, they're changing week to week so much. So I hate giving people the current stats because honestly, the app gets so many downloads every week that the next week they're completely different. Like, I mean, we're adding about 1,000 to 3,000 more views every week in the app. So it really is kind of crazy. It's like one month you're at this and then next month I'm checking. I'm like, how are we? We're on like a few thousand devices now. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think
I'm excited.
Really cool. I had somebody just tell me this morning that she listened to last week's episode. She said she laughed and laughed. And
That's awesome.
She said her favorite part was when Mike asked you what the level of plastic was when you ate the super cake. Like, what was that kind of level of plastic taste?
I'd say it was a good 6.
Yeah, it was good. So anyway, we could sit here and talk all day about randomness because we do that really well on this show. But I've got 2 guests coming in, and I have with me right now Vicki Craig. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
And Vicki is with the Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living. And she's been on the show before. We've talked to her a few back in Christmas when you were doing the elves for elderly. And so, but y'all have another event coming up. But before we talk about that, I want to know for anyone who has listened on the show, which you probably don't know, but we actually have had her son on. Maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago. Hadn't been that long. But she is the mother of Brown Bag Boy.
Oh, come on now.
Yes.
What a small world.
Yes.
I am the mom bag.
Come on.
The mom bag.
There you go.
I'm the bag mom.
Well, and you just shared something super cool about, what he's doing right now. So tell our listeners, I want a little update on what he's doing.
Well, I call him Zachary. Y'all call him Brown Bag Boy. He is actually in New York City at Fashion Week. He is sitting. There is a up and coming performing artist that is branching out into clothing, and Zachary is there with 2 of the young boys that came in and did his show in Amherst County just a few weeks ago. He picked him up in Michigan. And they are sitting at Fashion Week and wearing this clothing line. And the way that goes is they get photographed in it, when they're coming out and going in. And he is actually so close to the runway, he's 2nd row back. And he is sitting next to Kim Kardashian's publicist.
Oh, come on now.
That's amazing.
So that's a good one for him to fall in with.
I need to message him and be like, can you send them and see if Kim Kardashian wants to be on Talk Local to me? Like, I need to find out.
Real.
Talk to the publicist.
But he is really getting out there, and I'm very proud of him. He's done all this on his own. He's not really had any professional help. And he's in the works right now with something really big, but I cannot discuss it. I've been sworn to mom's secrecy.
Mom bag secrecy.
But one day I hope to be at the Grammys with him, and I'm going to dress in vintage Louis Vuitton, of course.
Absolutely. You should.
But I am very proud of him. I am. But he is in New York at Fashion Week.
Well, that is so cool.
And he will sit 5 to 6 shows.
Okay. I always see, or I see magazines, or you read in books about Fashion Week, and you hear it's just this really, really fast paced, like busy, and crowded, lots of people. I couldn't imagine. I'm extroverted, but I couldn't imagine, going up there and being involved in all that. So I think that's super cool that he's up there. Doing
that is super cool.
Doing
I don't do New York, but it's super cool.
Well, he's got this crazy outgoing personality. I don't know where he got it from, but he's got it.
Well, hopefully while he's up there, he'll be like, I should tell everybody about Talk Local to me, Grove Street FM. He should have took a Grover with him.
Yeah, he got one. I think he did. He bought a Grover and some books. Oh, yeah. So maybe
we should have told him to put Grover on
Grover on the runway.
I would fall
Look,
out if I saw a picture.
I know
of
this
Grover on
is
the
a
runway.
huge deal for you, and you've worked so hard to get here, and you've done your thing. However, let me piggyback off of your success.
That's right.
That's the way to
Grover
do it.
really wants to walk the runway.
Grover, I wouldn't ask you, but Grover
It
asked.
could be the next book, Grover
know
on the
what?
Runway.
He will be doing some podcasts from up there because one of the young guys that went does these huge podcasts in Michigan. And when I talk to my son later today, I will tell him to give a shout out to Grover.
Yes.
Oh, yes. That'd be
Yes.
That
awesome.
Grover is at Fashion Week.
There we go.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Then you
Oh,
might
that's
start
fun.
getting phone calls like Kim Kardashian may need Grover to come and hang out. I mean,
Yes.
you never know what will happen.
Grover
You
and
never-
the Kardashians.
You
the
never
next
know.
Series.
That'll be the next podcast.
I have to put sunglasses on all his little anime.
Yes, he will. He's got to have good ones. He's got to have some
Yeah.
Gucci, Prada,
Yep.
something Fendi.
So Vicky, let's start off. And like I said, I know you were on the show for a while back, but we may have new listeners. Can you tell everyone what the Central Virginia Alliance for Community Living does? Like, what is it all about? And then we're going to get into your upcoming event.
We are basically your area agency on aging. We provide services to Lynchburg and the surrounding counties all the way to their borders. We do not base anything we do on income. It is all based on need. We don't look to see anything other than need. We do transportation, non-medical emergency transportation. We can also do grocery store and bank. Walmart does count because it's a grocery store. We also do meals. We are actually your designated hot meals provider for this area. There are others out there, but we are regulated by DARS.
Mm-hmm.
So we are actually the preferred one.
Okay.
And the other meals programs are great. Meals on Wheels are great on Lynchburg. It's great. They satellite, but we do complete wraparound services. Some only do one service. We do about 32 services total that we can provide to any older adult age 60 and over. We also do have a medical transportation program for those that are on disability that they can look into. And that's called New Freedom.
Okay. And then Bedford Ride, Linda has been on the show. They're also a part of
They
what you
are.
guys do.
Linda does an amazing job here in Bedford County. Shout out to Bedford Ride. That is an all-volunteer program. The people of this county are magnificent. They step up. These are older adults that are driving older adults,
Mhm.
and they're volunteers. So, yes, Bedford Ride is an extension of us.
So you have an event coming up on May the 6th. And honestly, I think it sounds so much fun. And the funny thing was, we were talking about this a few weeks ago because we were planning a wine festival at one time that was going to be on May 6th. And then we saw that your event was that day and we were like, we ought to show the Derby on there. So let's talk a little bit about your upcoming event.
This event is called Taste of the Derby, and this will be our third one. This party has been planned for 3 years now. The last one we had was in 2019, and then COVID come.
Mm-hmm.
We were within a month of having our Derby, and we had to cancel it in
Mhm.
2020. This is a sponsored event. Every dime that goes to put this event on is by sponsorships, and we have magnificent sponsors. They are, I'll tell you a little bit about them. We have the Virginia Housing, Home Instead, Genworth, American National Bank, Centra, Sonny Merriman, Berkshire Hathaway, Camel Insurance, BWXT, Coleman Adams, Brown Edwards, Gentry Lock, Blue Dog Associates, The Key, Tate Springs Rehab. Without these people, we would not have this party because everything we raise at this event goes back to our agency to provide the services. So no money from this, no money we raise goes to pay for this party. It's paid for. It is going to be at Tresca on 8th, which is downtown Lynchburg.
Mhm.
It is a 2-story venue, which that's going to be interesting on my part because I'm not wearing normal shoes. I'm wearing tennis shoes that day because I will be going floor to floor to floor because we have a lot going on.
Mhm.
This event has a lot of moving pieces.
Okay.
We will have a live band. We have the Deanie Blues Band. They are a festival band, and they are really great. We have a heavy hors d'oeuvres buffet. We are having that done by Avenue Foods, which is located in Lynchburg. We have casino games.
Oh, I'm there.
Oh.
We have a craps table. We have a blackjack table, and then we do that spinning wheel for money where you get 2 to 1, 10 to 1, that type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me reiterate. We do not gamble for money. We are nonprofit, so we gamble for prizes. Really great prizes. We, of course, have the Derby hat contest. We want everyone in a hat, whether it be a hat or a fascinator. Please, if you're coming, ladies, bring the hat, wear the hat, because we do a hat contest. We're not leaving out the guys. We also do a hat contest for the gentlemen, and we do a best dressed person at the Derby. It's head to toe. The person that brings it.
Oh, wow.
Like you're in Kentucky. We want to see your best.
I have seen pictures of some of the Derby hats, and they are wild.
Yes.
I mean, some of them are amazing.
It's art. These hats are art.
And I definitely don't think I could come up with something that great. I'm not very artsy, but I really enjoy seeing the pictures of it. So I can just imagine what you guys are going to have coming out for that. That's awesome. Now, so you said you guys are doing you do the gambling for prizes, and now I'm assuming, do y'all show the Derby on
yes,
the big
live
screen?
We
Okay,
do a live stream of it at the appropriate time. Right now, I think it's at 6:54, but it could change at any minute. Like they changed the leaderboard on us.
okay,
We even have a way for you to bet on the horse race.
okay.
We put a leaderboard up, and we have, when you come in to the event, we give you a little welcome pouch. And in that little welcome pouch is a free drink ticket, because I will tell you, we have a mint julep bar. We have a regular cash bar, but we have a mint julep bar, and our mint julep recipe is 102 years old.
Ooh.
It is one of the best mint juleps. It's very authentic. We have Tabby's bartending doing it, and she is a great bartender.
Oh, yes.
So I know if I have her, I've got the best.
Yes.
We had Tabby at one of our events recently as well. And so, yeah, definitely a great choice there. So how much are tickets, and how can someone get get one and be able to attend the event?
Tickets are $65. Now, if you've gone to any other charity benefit or any other little thing, and I go to a lot of them, tickets are usually about $100, $110, $115. These are $65. Like I said, you will get a free drink ticket. You will get 10 chips to start your gaming. We want to get you started. And then you get 10 tickets to bet on a horse for the race. And then we put buckets out with the horses' names on them.
Okay.
You drop your tickets in it. And then at the end of the night, whatever horse wins, we pull that bucket and we draw for another prize. We have a live auction that will blow people's minds. We have night stays at the Virginian with breakfast and then dinner at the Skyline.
Ooh.
We have, oh my gosh, so much stuff. We have a painting by an artist by the name of Kevin Chadwick.
Okay.
I don't know if he has a huge following. He's a collectible artist. We have a paint, and there was one of his paintings at United Way. They had one for their fundraiser, and that painting was valued. It was in the thousands. Mine is valued at $6,950.
Wow.
It's about as large as the screen right here.
Okay.
And it is a great painting. We're hoping to get him there to present the painting to whoever buys that painting. We also do day trips because, as you know, with the transportation, we have rather large vans and things that can haul a lot of people. So we silent auction day trips. And this year we stepped up the day trips. They used to be to just 151. We would take you up on the 151 trail. Not this year. We will take you up on 151, or we will take you up on the Charlottesville Trail, or we will take you to Rosie's and let you and either 8 or 10 of your friends, depending on which trip you bid on, game for the day. We provide the van, the gas, the driver, and the chaperone. And snacks and non-alcoholic beverages on the vans. Now, you can do what you want to. We don't control, what you drink. And we call it your day, your way.
I like that.
I want to sell 4 of them.
Oh, great. Okay, so I need to be there to buy that because I want to do, I've done the 151, but I have not done the entire, the Charlottesville Trail. And I just got this kind of bucket list idea the other day that I want to try and visit all the wineries in Virginia. which probably won't happen, but I would like to visit them. So we'll see. But that would be a great start.
And what we do on that is, if you get one of those trips, say you
Mhm.
get one,
Mhm.
and you get the one for 8 people,
Mm-hmm.
we will arrange with you to meet you and your group anywhere you tell us,
Okay.
pick you up, take you wherever you want to go. You give us your itinerary, and then you have us till dusk, till dark, and then we bring you back.
Yeah. So Autumn, put that down. What you're gonna buy me for my birthday / Christmas / Mother's Day / all the things.
But we have something for everyone at the
Yeah.
silent auction. We have Mother's Day gift baskets. We have Father's Day gift baskets. We have gift certificates to restaurants. We have a skybox for a Hillcats game,
Mm,
and they're very hard to come by.
right.
Mhm.
They're
Yes.
very popular. We have days on the lake on a boat. We have a marina that will give us a day, a boat, and we don't just put just down a gift card or something. We make a basket around it. We make
Right.
an event around that one item.
Well, yeah, because you want to have the value. You want somebody to bid it. Because if I've had this. We've done silent auctions in the past, and if you just have a $25 gift card,
Right.
Nobody's going to overbid $25. So you want to have something really, really
Mhm.
good out there. But I will say it is for a good cause. So even if you overbid on something, of course, the money, like you said, is going back to all the services you guys provide.
Exactly.
So that's a good thing. So do you still have tickets available?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
They're super easy to get. We didn't go with a Ticketmaster or anything this year because we didn't want anybody to spend $10 to get a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to bring the $10 and have a good time. So all they have to do, they can go on our website, CVACL.org, and they can purchase tickets on there, or they can just call me at the office and I can do it on a square.
Okay, that's perfect. Now, you have some other events, other things happening aside from
Yes.
the Derby Day. What else have you got going on?
We're doing a lot of health and wellness right now at the agency. Our community impact director, Betty Brickhouse, has got several classes going on. We can either bring these classes to you or you can come to us. We have a nice community room now that we just did a big renovation over the last year. We are doing Memory Cafe
Yes.
for Alzheimer's. We are doing caregiver workshops for individuals that are caregivers and they need a break or they need some information. They just want to come in and sit with us and be with others that are sharing this same thing that they're going through. We do Tai Chi. We have Tai Chi. We have CDSMP, which is chronic disease self-pain management. We do diabetes management.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go out and show you how to do these things without trying to find the magic pill. Do it through health and do it through nutrition and do it through a little exercise.
Okay.
We do chair exercise for our older adults that want to do something, but they can't do the strenuous part. So we can show you how to exercise in your chair
That's what I need to
and
do.
get a lot of benefits from that as well.
So I want to talk a little bit about your Alzheimer's and Memory Cafe because that just sounds, to me like a really new and needed,
It is.
I don't want to say item, but it's not an event either, but it's a service. There we go.
Yeah.
Service.
They're workshops. They're basically just workshops. And we have ladies that are trained. Betty is trained, and then her assistant is trained, and they delve into the issues of that what's going on there with family members or the individual. Some of the family members actually bring the individual with them, and they kind of work it together.
Well, and I think that's important because I know, with Alzheimer's, that doesn't just steal the memory away from the person who, has Alzheimer's. It really affects families too because it's very, I don't want to say hurtful, but it is, when you start to notice that your loved one doesn't remember you anymore, doesn't remember, the special memories you may still remember. And so I'm sure being able to have someone that you can talk to about that and learn different ways you can, work with your loved one too, to, just still be present and be with them and not feel that, that loss.
In this agency, we've learned one thing. We kind of knew it before COVID, but when COVID come, we really learned this. It takes a village.
Oh, yeah.
It's not your agency or that agency or you over there. It's all of us coming together to do this now.
Well, and I think too, you hear a lot of people doing, you hear about, children's, people give to different children's agencies. Yes. You hear a lot about children's in schools and, especially around Christmas time, you hear about the Toys for Tots and you know, all the people that are doing like book bag things for kids. But I feel like sometimes the elderly gets a little bit left behind. And I don't know if it's just because people think, all right, well, they've lived their lives and now they're here and let's just focus on the up and coming, but they still want to feel loved and needed and wanted. And I think that's where you guys come in so well with all of the services you provide for them.
We do. We love what we do, and we love who we do it for. This is a job agency that if you don't like what you're doing, you don't need to be there. And we do. We all love our older adults. I grew up with older adults. I grew up with grandparents, great-grandparents. My sons did. I grew up as an old person myself, and I love them because they know so much. I remember, back at the beginning of COVID when we were all scaring about not having this and not having that and how am I going to do this? I would hear my grandmothers who lived through the Depression saying, this is what we did and this is what you got to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And you do it.
Yeah.
And I had that wealth to fall back on.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say, being a CNA for 7 years, my all-time favorite is geriatrics. I love the nursing homes. I did hospital, I did urgent care, but my love is still with the nursing
They're
home.
fun.
Oh, they're so much fun. There's never a day that it's the same as the day before. It's always different. And yes, like you said, they have so many stories to tell. And it's just...
And they're so appreciative. Like you said, Christmas comes and don't get it wrong. I'm not knocking children. I have children. I have a grandchild. I adore them. I spoil them rotten. Even brown bag boy, he's spoiled rotten. Trust me. But they get forgotten.
Yeah.
They love Christmas. They love decorations. They at Christmas with the Elves for Elders, they not only get a gift from us. We have the Boys and Girls Club across the street from us downtown. They make a homemade card. And then we have a little fruit and nut bag with some fruit and some nuts, and we put the card in a candy cane. They call us and tell us how much they love that because that's what they got when they were children.
I think that's the best is when you take the children and involve them with the elderly. I remember when I was younger, and this is probably one of my fondest memories from when I was a child. We used to have a community group of us kids that got together. We did Christmas. We learned Christmas carols. And then on one day we went to Guggenheimer. We went to a couple of the nursing homes and we Christmas caroled all day at different nursing homes for the elderly. We just stop at their doors or we'd go into their community rooms or the dining halls and sing. And that was always one of my favorite. And I still have pictures of me because we even had to, and I'm not proud of, like, I had to dress like an elf or dress like an angel or do like a present or you had to dress in something funny, which I'll have to show you pictures. But it really was, though, one of the things I remember most about my childhood around Christmas time was going and doing that. And I thought it was so much fun.
And that's the thing. They love kids and they love animals because we used to always bring in animals, for like therapy for them, but they love when kids come in and bring them things or just sit and talk with them. And so, yeah.
I grew up in the nursing homes too. My grandma and my grandparents they rented a home on nursing home land. And so it was the Ohio Eastern Star home. That's where they were. And so I remember as a little girl, every day with my grandma going with the cart with the snacks and juice and going in. And so then later in life, when I became an STNA for a short time, one of my favorite things to do was to sit down and just converse with the residents because they had the greatest stories and they had so much wisdom and they were so excited to share. And I was only there for 6 months because it was like losing my grandparents every time one of them passed away and I couldn't handle it. So I was like, yep, out. Couldn't do it because I was like, I started to struggle with depression because you develop these relationships with them and you get very close. And then when they pass away is, just the circle of life, it was really hard.
My favorite thing to tell about the Elves program is I deliver some of the gifts. I have my core group that I've been delivering to ever since I took the program 5 years ago. And there's a little lady who lives here in Bedford. And I make sure I deliver to her every year. She has 6 sons. They've all served in the military. She has their pictures across her piano. She sits in her house. It's in a little field in the middle of nowhere. And every year I go and she says, Miss Vicky, I've been waiting for you.
Oh.
He knows I'm coming. But that's the thing. They say, I've been waiting for you. Because some of them, that's the only thing they get.
Yeah.
And this event goes to sponsor programs like this within this agency.
Yeah.
And it's only one of many programs.
Well, Vicki, thank you for coming on with us and talking about the programs you provide and the upcoming event that you're doing. So if you're out there listening, you can still get your tickets to the Taste of the Derby, and you can go and win all the prizes and drink the mint juleps and wear the crazy hats, like do it all up. So make sure that they get their tickets.
And when they leave, we order maybe about 500 to 600 roses for this event. Oh, it's rosed out. But when they leave, don't leave the roses. Take them with you.
Take the roses.
Every woman can take home a bouquet of roses. We do not care. Pluck them off the table. Take them out the vase. Please take them home and enjoy them.
And men, if you wanted to stop by and grab roses for your wife afterwards,
that's right. Grab those
what do you
roses,
put that on
guys.
your list? Go get Laura some.
I can
Get
hook you
the
up.
roses.
Yes. So one last time, Vicki, where can they go to get tickets?
They can either go on our website at CVACL.org and go to the Taste of the Derby page. It's the second page on the website. Or they can call me at the office at 385-9070, extension 130.
Perfect.
And you can either do the tickets on will call, or we will mail them to you, and we will even deliver them to you.
Perfect.
By train.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Thank you so much, Vicki, for joining us again today. And please tell Brown Bag Boy we are rooting for him.
I will tell you.
We're so proud of him.
And I'll see if he can give a shout out to Grover.
That's right. Grover.
Grover would really appreciate that.
Grover. So before we get into speaking with our next guest, I do want to talk really quickly about an event that's happening. Actually, two events that are happening this coming Saturday here in the town of Bedford. One, the Central Virginia Business Coalition. We are hosting our third annual, what? There's 3 events? Oh, okay. Apparently there's 3 events. I'm going to let Autumn tell us what the other one is. But there is 3 events. So yeah. So I'm all off track now. So we're hosting our third annual Bedford in Bloom through the town of Bedford. That is our annual Easter egg hunt, where the different businesses in town will have Easter baskets full of eggs at their business, where you can bring your kids and let them grab an egg and kind of hunt throughout the town. Gives you guys the opportunity to also see some of the wonderful stores that Bedford offers. And as part of that, we're going to be located up at our office at 805 Berks Hill Road. You can come and do pictures. We'll have like a spring backdrop there. We will have candy at our office as well. And then if you've been shopping while you're out, let's say you go to Bridge Street Cafe to get your egg and you purchase a coffee, or you stop into a Rapid Printing and buy a Bedford coffee mug, or any of those things, bring your receipts up to us. We have giveaways all day long. If you've been shopping, you can also shop at our office at All Things Local and get, in the running for those. So we have that happening. Then there's also the Easter egg hunt at the Spring Oaks of Bedford at 11 a.m. So you can shop through Bedford and get your eggs, then take your kids to an Easter egg hunt, let them run around and find eggs. Then you can take them home and give them a nap. But that's, we've got that going on. And then I also wanted to bring up an event that's happening at Liberty Lake Park. They are doing an event called Barbecue and Brats at the Park, and that's to benefit and show appreciation for the Bedford Police Department and Bedford County Sheriff's Office. It's at Liberty Lake Park from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. or until they sell out. So they're going to have barbecue, brats, baked beans, green beans, coleslaw, macaroni salad, rolls, bottled water. It's direct farm to fork goodness. So come on out to that and support your local, police department and sheriff's office here in Bedford. And that's a local farm that's putting this on. And what's the name of the farm?
It's Hog Haven.
Hog Haven Farm.
And with that name, she is not just, you think hog as in, hogs, but she also has beef cattle and meat chickens. And so all of her stuff is organic, how she takes care of the animals and everything. So everything is, fresh, organic. And yeah.
Can I just ask you a question? What is a meat chicken? Isn't all chicken meat?
So
I'm sorry, this is my dumb. Like I gotta ask.
They're vegetarian chickens.
I mean,
well, no,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they exist.
okay. Coming from somebody who has chickens, there are different breeds of chickens that are used for meat versus used for egg production.
Okay. That's what I need to know.
Because some chickens don't have enough meat on their bones for when you do kill them that they even can produce. Like, there's meat chickens and there's not. I have 2 of my breeds are meat chickens. The rest of my breeds are used mostly for egg and reproduction purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not sheltered over here just getting my.
I mean, there's some.
I mean, I'm just asking.
I mean, I guess
I'm not the only one. I guarantee you, listening today, who wondered what a meat chicken was.
I mean, I guess technically, if you want to be technical, any chicken can be killed for meat, but there's a certain breeds that are, more
tasty.
One of them you're gonna get a whole chicken, and the other one you're gonna get like Cornish hen size.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Like you're either gonna get like the chicken leg, or you gonna get the whole chicken.
You'll feed one person, or you'll feed 5.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I feel like people needed to know those things. So, yeah, definitely head out there, though, to Liberty Lake Park. So you can come and spend your whole day in good old Bedford this Saturday and shop local, Easter egg hunt, grab you some barbecue and brats.
Yes, the CVABC office has stuffed 750 Easter eggs, just our office. So let alone all the businesses in town are also providing eggs, so lots of eggs for all the kids. So bring them on out.
Of Easter eggs.
Lots of fun. Yeah.
Oh, I kid you not. I stuffed 11 this morning, and I was like, all right, I'm done. 11 eggs.
11.
11 eggs.
Like, this is it. I'm over it.
And then lastly, next, I just want to put a plug in, remind everybody, next Wednesday, folks, is the day.
I wish I had a drum roll.
I know, where's my
drum
drum roll?
sorry.
So 100th episode of Talk Local to Me. I have been boring y'all for 100 episodes now. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I love that talk. I love that show. Not just because I've been on it, but
it's the best show ever.
I really do. I love that show, but I can't tell you how many businesses or organizations or events that I've discovered because I've listened to that show.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I'm like, oh, you know what? We're going to go do that this weekend.
So we're even doing a little bit of we're going to go a little over an hour because we have quite a few guests coming on. I have some past guests. I have some new guests. I have, some, if you want to come off the street that day, I don't even care. We're going to talk starting at noon.
I'll stick a microphone at the window.
Yeah.
Drive by.
Drive through guests. But we're also going to do one of our favorite things. And if you listen in and if you know, it's that we love to eat on this show.
Yes, we do.
So
please tell me. Yeah.
I will tell you.
Did you come through? Okay.
We came through, Woody.
Do I ever not come through? So we're doing throughout the hour episode, we're starting to talk with some of our members that do food and having them provide samples. So we'll be talking about their food on the air as we're eating it because us, we're fatties over here want to eat.
Yes.
So I can confirm. You want me to tell you how I can confirm?
Yes, please.
So I can confirm we are going to have some nothing bundt cakes.
Okay.
I can confirm we're going to have some Holy Heaven cookies.
There we go.
Ooh. I can confirm we're going to have something delicious from the Blue Lady.
Oh my God.
I can. Sweet Indulgence Bakery is going to be providing us.
Get it.
Yeah. So, we've got some more. I'm sure that will come in because us. I'll just be calling people like I need food. So,
and if you're listening and you want to bring food, and you think that hey, where are they going to put all that food? I have a whole warehouse. You can set tables up for food. Don't you worry about that.
If you're not even a restaurant, you want to bring me a casserole.
You want to bake some mac and cheese? Bring it on.
I'm gonna make a what is it? I'll make a meal train for the podcast. I need casseroles.
Now, if you do bring chicken, we prefer meat chicken.
Yes,
that's the type of chicken that we like.
We prefer the meat chickens.
Yeah. Oh, gracious. But so speaking though of fabulous food, our next guest here is Ashley with Sweet Indulgence Bakery. And I cannot say enough wonderful things about her, not just professionally, but even personally, that I've met her and the things that she represents and has gone through. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, but welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm texting my employee. She's like, hey, there's an issue. So I'm like, no.
Oh, I thought you were texting her to tell her to have food for me next week. Heather needs food.
No. Apparently there's an issue with our icing, but I told her how to fix it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell the listeners about Sweet Indulgence Bakery.
Okay. We can go all the way back to the beginning. We actually started 10 years ago in Guam. My now ex-husband and I were military, and so we were stationed out in Guam. And we'll get into a little bit about that situation a little later. But we started in a teeny tiny kitchen, just doing cakes for other military spouses. And I loved it. You know, I was in the military originally, and then I got medically discharged. And the first job I could get was a Walmart cake decorator.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. You know, I grew up as the baker, my family and friends, and I always did like little cakes for grandma and grandpa. And I remember the Better Homes and Gardens magazines, they used to do like a whole baking section where they'd have like these cute little butterfly shaped cakes. I'm like, show you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I remember doing those as kids, and but I never really thought about having a bakery. I am a true crime junkie, and I have my heart set on being a crime scene investigator. And actually, well before I even saw the show CSI.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And I was actually in school for forensic biochemistry when I got processed out of the military. So, you know, God kind of shifted that path, and I really love what I do. It is complete passion for mine. I still definitely am a true crime junkie. Read all the books, listen to all the podcasts.
Right.
But yeah, I'm definitely not a crime scene investigator anymore.
Oh, yes.
And you had your first little kitchen in Guam, right? Is that what you talked about? Yeah.
And a teeny tiny, like it was smaller than this room. It was so tiny. It had like a 3-foot of counter space. I mean, it was in government, you know, military housing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not all that special. It is like bare minimum. What can we give our military members that meet the bare minimum of housing criteria?
Right.
And they stick us in these houses. And that's just what it is. So it wasn't anything special, but it was an outlet for me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Sweet Indulgence,
Mm-hmm.
you started that here in the Lynchburg area. You've been, you know, here doing
3 years.
3 years.
Yep.
Right. And what are you baking up over there?
Today specifically, that's part of why I was so late.
Is it chocolate croissants? I need chocolate croissants.
Actually, yes, we're making chocolate croissants today. So in preparation for our, because we're going to be at the Forest Farmers Market this year.
That's right.
And so we are starting to prep production for that so that next week we can kind of start rolling it out and getting it all produced in time. Because we're planning on bringing quite a few bits. So we're going to have our chocolate croissants.
Yes.
We'll have our butter croissants. We'll have our spinach and feta croissants. We're kind of staying away from things like ham and cheese and the sausage and cheddar because refrigeration and obvious all that with the meat and whatnot. But so we're going to do our spinach and feta. We'll have a few different Danishes, cookies, brownies,
Pop-Tarts.
Yep, we'll have our Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
We also have our cinnamon rolls, our apple caramel rolls, and our raspberry lemon rolls as well.
Yes.
So
I know what she's got. Pop-Tarts. She does.
I'm so hungry. So hungry.
I
I'll
need to
bring
try
y'all
these
some Pop-Tarts
Pop-Tarts.
next
Yes.
week. I'll bring them. That's what I'll bring you next week.
Oh,
croissants. Okay.
Chocolate croissants.
Chocolate croissants. No. So, well, I wanted to, you know, for me, I'm going to give a personal testimony to Ashley because, you know, I am, and I hate to say this, I am a horrendous baker. I'm not good at it.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad, guys. Like she would make a great, like, call up LU right now and she would make the best hockey pucks for the hockey team out of her cookies, but like other than that, I don't know if it's edible.
Okay, good. Thank you, Autumn.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
She's like,
Figured I would.
Can we cut her mic
You
now?
may hit that mic button now.
Perfect. So yeah, no, I'm not a great baker.
See, that's why people like me exist.
Exactly. That is why I
Job
call-
security.
I call Ashley. So my daughter really wanted a cake this year. My daughter loves giraffes. Anything to do with giraffes. I bet you she owns like 20 some stuffed giraffes that are in my room. And I mean, she does. She loves giraffes.
It's overload.
So she wanted a giraffe cake, and I thought to myself, how in the world do you make a giraffe cake? And I wasn't even going to consider it. So I messaged Ashley and I was like, so my daughter wants a giraffe cake. Like, is that even possible? And then all of a sudden I get, oh, here, look at these. It was like, boom, 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 like 7 different giraffe cakes. And I'm like, how in the world? Like, how do you do all that? So we actually did a cake that was kind of a hybrid between 2 of the ones you sent me. And it was amazing, not just in taste, but just, you know, how it looked. My daughter, she's 11, loved it. And it tasted fabulous. Everyone, you know, was asking me like, you know, did you make this? I was like, yes, no. But I was like, no, I did not make this cake. Absolutely not.
Well, you would have been caught in your lie anyway when I
That's right.
posted it. So
I'd be like,
Wait a minute.
I'd have been like, that Sweet Indulgence Bakery is taking my cake from me. But we even had like the girls at, the girls at the place that we hosted the party at. They were like, "Can we have a piece? That just looks amazing." Then I went back and they'd eaten like half the cake. And I was like, "Sure, okay." But so that's, if you're looking for a high quality cake, I 100% recommend Ashley and Sweet Indulgence Bakery, because it was phenomenal. The Pop-Tarts, the croissants, all of those things are definitely good. Don't get me wrong. But the cake was wonderful, and it made the party. Like, honestly, and those are some of the things, like I can go have a party at FunQuest or Putt Putt, and that stuff is there. But when you bring out this really good cake, I think that's what makes it. It pulls it all together.
I am so incredibly passionate about what I do. And a lot of it is because of the mission behind what I do and how I came to be where I'm at today and all that I've been through with that. And, like I said, we'll get into that in a few minutes, but, it was there's just so much passion. And when I make these cakes, whether I've designed them or a client has brought a design to me, there's a little bit of me that goes into that cake, a little piece of me that goes into that cake. And it is a true love and passion for what I do. And I like making a difference, and I like being a very small part, but a part nonetheless of people's celebrations. I like being able to help them celebrate whatever the occasion is. And that's important to me. And something I think that sets us apart, aside from our quality and aside from our buttercream alone, because we don't do we will do the American buttercream, but that's not our signature. You've had the Italian, we do. It's a lot smoother and creamier, less sweet. So that sets us apart, because we're, to my knowledge, the only bakery that does the Italian around here. And we make everything from scratch. But what really sets us apart, I feel, is that we are fully customizable, because I understand that what my preference is, or what I think that cake should or shouldn't be, may not be your preference. Yeah. You might like that American buttercream. So just because I don't, doesn't mean that I'm not going to offer it, because I'm not cheap. I'm aware of that. My skill and my time are worth what I'm charging.
Yeah, I didn't tell my husband what we paid for the cake.
So, I will give that little plug. Like, if you order from me, you're going to get your money's worth. I'm not charging astronomical prices, but I'm not charging Walmart prices either. You are not going to get a Walmart cake from me, because it's not Walmart prices. And my big thing with that is, like, if I'm going to charge what I'm charging, I'm going to make sure that you get what you're envisioning and that you get good quality for it. And I'm honest too. So if you come up to me with a design like, hey, I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. I haven't had that yet, but I'll also, as you saw, I'll give you several options. Here's what we can do. Here's what you want, and here's the price. Here are some other options that we can do at different prices. So it gives you a good spectrum to go from and kind of have an idea. So you're not just locked into one design at one price. I do give options, like, here's how we can still do your design and cut a few bucks off the price.
Right.
Because I'm not in it for the money.
So let's talk about the love you have for what you do. And I wanted to, I want to bring it up because I know there's an event that you held last year that we kind of helped out with, and we're going to be helping out with it again in 2024. So excited. And you're not hosting it in 2023 because we're really getting it ready. We're getting ready for next January.
We're doing doing a bigger event this time. And then because I was so sick for so long, the first part of the year, we just lost a lot of ground on that. And I felt like this event and its cause is that important to me that I didn't want to rush it. Right. And that it was better to just take it. I actually had someone walk into the bakery today and say, hey, I haven't heard anything about your event. Are you doing it this year? And I was like, yeah, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it next year because I'm sick. So, we are doing that event.
Okay. So let's, you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. So you do an event, for BACA.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you explain what BACA is and, why you put this event out, event on.
So BACA is Bikers Against Child Abuse. And they are a phenomenal group. I could stand here and talk to you for months about BACA and how life-changing they are. Their main purpose is to they do what they call adopting. So they adopt children who have been abused in any way, whether it's domestic violence or sexual or any kind of abuse. I will say that in order to be adopted by BACA, you do have to have a court case. And that stipulation is there because anybody anybody and their mother can say, oh, my kid's been abused. You see that a lot, and especially in divorces, which is a whole nother problem in the system. But so BACA's little caveat is that, you have to have a court case. And we did. We had a court case in our situation. I was in a domestic violence marriage with my ex-husband, and it was not a good situation. But BACA helped us get out, and they helped us stay out, and they do all these incredible things for these kids. And their goal and their purpose is to just love these children and show these children that not all adults are bad. And they work with instilling confidence in them, and just having fun. Like, they do this thing called a level 1 where they all ride up in their motorcycles and they just love on this child and shower them with gifts and attention and spend time. They take them on rides on the motorcycles, obviously with parent permission. And they have helmets and everything for them. They have pegs so they can reach the little pegs in their seats and whatnot. But they come to birthday parties, they come to school graduations, we go to their summer and their Christmas parties every year. We have a Blue Ridge chapter. They are world credited 501c3. They're all over the world. Ironically, before I became what I would call BACA parent, I discovered BACA at a fair in Guam on a military military base. It was on military event on a base. There we go. And fell in love with their mission. And because domestic violence and child abuse is so prevalent in military communities, it is incredibly prevalent. And it is heartbreaking, the fallouts from that. But I began to tell people about BACA and what they did and who they are. So long before I even recognized that I was their exact kind of, clientele, if you will, I was advocating for them, which was the irony in the situation. I remember making that call, but because I knew about them, I was able to call them. I'll never forget the day I called and said, I need your help. I need your help. And this is my situation. And they didn't just come level my children. They connected me with other parents who are, because being a domestic violence survivor and then also being a parent of an abused children, it's a very lonely roller coaster because people in your circle just don't understand. And they don't get all of the chaos that comes with breaking those chains. And they don't get the back and forth. It took me 3 times to leave. I didn't just leave and stay gone. And it takes an average of 7 times for a domestic violence survivor to leave, and people don't understand the psychological warfare that we're subjected to and that we go through, and the fear and the lies and the gaslighting. I mean, it's awful. But because of that, BACA exists, and I'm so grateful for it because it was life-changing and it was life-saving. Sweet Indulgence wouldn't be if it wasn't for them. I would probably still be in that situation if I didn't know about organizations like BACA and the YWCA who were out there to help people like my children and I.
Well, I know that, you held this event last year, basically, and I know we're doing a few things different next year, but I know you came up with some signature cakes, and you and Tabby, the bartender, the fabulous bartender, she created signature drinks to go along with each cake.
Yes.
And I remember being there, and of course the cakes were fabulous and the drinks were wonderful. But when they rolled up on those bikes, you sit here and you see these guys and even females that come in, and they're just, they're in their biker jackets, and they just look, to some people you go, oh gosh, like they look menacing. They look, they just look,
And that's the point. It helps instill the child.
Intimidating. Yeah.
Exactly. It gives, and I can tell you when my son testified against his abuser, BACA went to the court with us. By that time, we had gotten court permission to move out of Maryland. And so we moved down to Virginia to kind of help get away and get a new fresh start. And so BACA traveled with us all the way up to Maryland. The trial was a 3-day trial. It's not like TV where it's just over an hours. It is days and days of testimony from victims and from professional witnesses. We had forensic witnesses in there. It was intense and emotional and crazy, but BACA was there with us every step of the way. went up with us. They stayed in the same hotel that we did on the floors above, below, and the same floor as us. Any place we went, they went in before and sweeped to make sure that he wasn't around, that we would never run past. When my son finished testifying, they did such a great job of keeping him from seeing his abuser and from being able to be intimidated, that he got off that stand and he said, Mommy, Daddy wasn't even there. And he was 6 feet from him. It was just, I will forever be grateful for BACA and what they've done for my children.
Right. Well, I know Autumn knows one of the guys. He was one of the, what I was telling you.
Oh, yes.
The one that came to the event.
Thomas.
They're friends with them.
Yeah.
So I know she actually, when I was talking about it afterwards, she was like, oh, hey. She eats dinner with him quite a bit.
Yeah, no.
They're such phenomenal people. And it's important to know that this organization, so those fundraisers that we do, that's what funds those trips for us. Like when they went up to the court, they paid for the hotel room. They paid for all the meals for them and us. And these fundraisers, that's where those funds come from.
Yeah.
And they don't get paid to do this. They have 9 to 5s just like you and I do.
Yeah.
Right.
And they do this in their free time.
Yeah, but a lot of it, I feel like Thomas tells me, is like on the weekends, like Saturdays, they get together, they ride, they do all the things. So yeah, it's definitely
it's a huge commitment. And
Yeah.
It's incredible that they choose, of all the things they could do in this world, they choose to take their free time and invest it in children who, quite frankly, need them. And, you talked about that level 1 where they ride in on those bikes. And that's kind of my big punchline at these events, because that is something we do so that our guests can experience that level 1 and what that is like. Imagine, think about the way you felt when they rode in. Imagine being an abused child who's terrified and knowing that all of these bikers are there for you.
Yeah.
And how empowering that can be. Yeah. And it's just, we could be here for months talking about BACA.
Yeah. Well, I do want to say thank you though for sharing your journey with that and how that brought you to Sweet Indulgence Bakery. And I think that's, if you hear us talking about this event coming up for next year in 2024, put it on your list as something to come out and support, because they really are a great organization, and Ashley does a lot to promote them. And, and this is not just something that she just picked up and said, oh, I'll just support them. Like, this is personal to
it's
you.
Very personal.
And, I really appreciate you coming on and talking with us about it and, being able to share that. So,
well, the reason y'all get cakes is because of them. So
that's why we get cakes. So, and croissants.
Yeah, we're going to do, and we keep the tickets fair priced. I mean, this year you're going to get cake and cocktails, but you're also getting dinner with it this year.
Yes.
So,
purple.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know who we're doing. So we're still looking. So here's a quick plug. If anybody wants to donate their services or just food, we have people who are willing to serve it. So if anybody's willing to donate dinner to our guests and to our event, we would appreciate that. And then
Apparently
we also do
me.
a silent
No. But
and then we do a silent auction as well. So if there are local businesses that want to get involved in supporting the organization while also getting some free advertising,
yes,
that silent auction is a great way to do that. And they can just contact us through our website about it.
Yeah,
I'm responsive as possible.
So can you tell us, how can someone get a hold of you if they want to contact you about your cakes, your pastries? I know we didn't really get to talk much about the fact that you don't have an actual walk-up bakery.
Right, yeah, we're not retail.
But how can they get a hold of you to get all of that?
So we are custom order only, so you cannot call me today for a cake tomorrow. I'm going to tell you I can't do it. Actually, we're fully booked this week, so you can't even call me this week for anything this week. Yeah, I can't even, I'm so far, I don't even want to talk about it. But the easiest way and the most important way fastest way is to get us by email. Do not send us DMs on social media. We don't check our DMs. We receive anywhere between 15 to 20 inquiries in a day. I cannot manage both in Instagram and Facebook and email. So everything, you'll get that auto response that tells you to email us. Email us, that's the fastest way. You can call us. I rarely answer the phone because my hands are generally in some kind of batter or icing or something. So your fastest response is to email us directly, which you can do. It's in our social media links, in our bio links. It's on our website. You can also go to our website and fill out the inquiry form there. That's on the contact page and on the menu page on our website. So we have it in 2 places. And then you can email us directly at info@sibakerycva.com.
Well, thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you, Vicki, for coming on the show with
Thank
us
you.
today. Thank you guys for listening in to Talk Local to Me. Make sure to join us next Wednesday for our 100th episode and all of the things we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking with, like I said, some of our past our past people that have been on the show. We're going to have Boone Tractor in here to talk. We're going to be talking to the Spring Oaks about their upcoming event. So much to do. We will talk local to you next Wednesday at noon.